We're strictly talking what legally we can about Capcom Cup 12. Alex has been released. We got some impressions in the patch notes. And yeah, these patches are a little crazy right before WT as well. Welcome to Double Tap, guys. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. I'm, of course, your host, Crash. And with me, I've got my co-host in the building for another episode this week, covering everything in the fighting game scene. I've got Meza and Static Gorilla. Singing Gorilla, actually, if you heard him before the show started recording. We're here. We're live.
No problem. I was freaking out because my entire second screen went dark. So, we're good.
I thought I was outing you as your moonlighting Drake impressionist singer.
It's okay, Gabe. We're not streaming. I can't see what's on your glasses. You're not going to get banned. It's okay.
Oh, thanks. No, unless imagine if I had a soul for like that Sonic.
Yeah, but I suggest you go ahead and just close a couple of those tabs because I can't see what you're seeing, and sir, that is illegal. Let's just get into the episode.
It's wild.
You're the one wearing the sunglasses, so everything should reflect on you anyway.
I know.
It's dark enough. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Blink
looking.
Twice if you're.
But you can't when I see him looking this way.
Yeah, of course. Blink twice if you're being held hostage by Capcom. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
he's got sunglasses,
we might be after this episode. We'll see what's up. Guys, welcome once again. If you haven't already, make sure to follow the show at Double Tap FGC for all new episodes, as well as checking out when a video version of this podcast goes live. Yeah, we got plenty to get into. We got some events coming up. We got some wild-ass patches that have come out. The trifecta. I mean, I think we covered 2X previously in last week's episode. But let's jump into Alex. Alex from the block. I will always associate him with 3 more than 5. I know he was in 5, but we all really know what Street Fighter he's from.
TBC.
Alex has...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Alex has actually been released today. And yeah, my Twitter feeds are just packed full of tech, packed full of interactions and how this character is kind of just working with the rest of the cast. This is that fun time with discovery. When you're actually looking through like what the character can and cannot do, just early impressions and such. Once again, it's day 0. That's half the fun. Everyone's streaming them, but also there is a patch that came with them, obviously, and that patch is I think it's a mixed bag. I think Static says it's in your words, you're saying it's just weird.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go into some of those details in a little bit, but let's talk Alex real quick. To put it bluntly, for me, from what I've seen. Gathering all the stuff that we talked about, like leading up to him, well, the trailers, the breakdowns, and kind of like how they describe the moves, right, that Capcom likes to do with all that content as they lead up to a character release. He's kind of like performing the way I expected, like the actual oh my goodness, what's the mode, what the stance he's on? It's like Predator stance or some shit like that. It's kind of funny if it is called that, but his stance is kind of like is definitely the key component to him, and he definitely does have a very offensive heavy kind of game plan. At least he's got setups already that are like doing meaty grabs that are beating 4-frame jabs, that are beating wake up DI, that still do. There are some options that obviously do lose. It's not like he has an option that beats out everything, because that would be what we call in the industry as broken AF. And yeah, like it's kind of what I expected just from like my impressions of him. But now that he's actually in the hands of people and actually playing, like I'm seeing it more often.
It is called Prowler stance.
Prowler, okay. Predator.
Isn't that kind of like the same
Definitely
thing?
Went a different route for that one. My bad. But yeah, Prowler stance.
Mez is done. We got it.
I mean, I don't know. I think he feels. I feel kind of the same. Like I kind of was like trying not to get too hype because I was like, what if I get hype and he's like ass, right? Like,
yeah, you never.
No, I think he plays kind of the way I expected him to, just a little less. I definitely felt like I almost want to call it Predator stance. Damn. Like the Prowler stance is actually pretty cool. I think it's weird because like you go into it certain times, but it kind of feels like something you're just gonna go into like either a neutral or a knockdown.
On knockdown, yeah. That's what kind of like made sense. The way Street Fighter 6 is, and just just like what works. What are like good components for a character to have like during a match, like knockdown into those stances, into your options, and then solving as to like what what wins where, or what gives you the best advantage, like was basically where I expected it to go. But when we're talking about things like buttons and all, like he's got some solid buttons. I think Static, you were saying earlier how crouching medium punch might be a little OP actually.
Yeah, it's definitely. It feels to me like it's Luke crouch medium punch
all over again.
Yep. I mean, Sagat's was until this patch, which I believe it went from 17. Sagat's crouching medium adjustment recovery on whiff change from 17 to 19 frames. So 2 more frames of whiff punishing on that. But I feel like this is the crouch medium punch. You know, this is the time for his crouch medium punch to shine.
I actually think he has a better button.
Which is?
It's actually... no, sorry. That is a really good button because I think it's 0 on block when I looked. So that's also kind of an insane thing. I don't know why. But I think back medium kick is insanely good.
Yeah. It looks like stand leg kick.
Is that the one where he goes for the shins?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Is that a chargeable one, or is it chargeable?
I don't think it's chargeable, but
it's just the steps. It's just the step kick, right?
Yeah, it's the kick that combos if they're turned around into the.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because it's +5 on hit, so he gets a jab combo, which is pretty cool. I think it's a really decent poke, or at least like it kind of reminds me of like Sagat's low kick, but it's not as strong. I think it's like -2 or something like that. It's safe to do.
Sagat's.
No, like how Sagat does low kick, his ankle kick or whatever they want to call it, chopping kick, whatever. But like it feels like that, but better in a certain sense, where it's like, yeah, he actually gets a combo off of it. It doesn't have to be counter hit. It kind of feels really natural. The thing I don't like about him, which is very awkward, because we're talking about characters who just do crouch fierce or stand fierce or back heavy kick or stand heavy kick into drive rush cancel combos. He don't do that. His stand fierce is not drive rush cancelable.
Oh,
which is very awkward because none of his heavies are. So I don't know what they're there for.
But it can be canceled into a super
drop, right?
into a special move.
Standing heavy is not cancelable.
What?
I think it is.
Nope. Yeah. I've tried 1,000 times. I sat there
for crouch heavy.
Crouch heavy is, but it's so short. So that's drive rush cancelable. But it's like, it's just a weird thing because that's such a good button, and a lot of really good characters have that button that's cancelable on hit. His just ain't. So maybe
DJ
can you cancel into Prowler?
Nope.
Yes. Just not off of a heavy kick. No, didn't the entire big trailer say that all his normals could? Except for the one?
Yo, I was trying. That shit don't work.
Might want to check your buttons there, bud.
No, I was pretty keen on making sure it would work. It don't work. So that was very weird.
We're gonna report back on the next episode and see if Meza is or is not a liar, or is he just really bad at execution. We're gonna find out.
As someone who plays Ari, I don't think so.
We'll find out, bro. That's not even close.
I play Viper in MVC 3. I play Viper.
So?
Yeah. And I could do multiple seismos. Execution on point. Thank you.
Okay. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah. What a Titan stick.
The fact that I was 10 years ago is kind of like what kills me.
It's actually 15.
I hurt myself saying that.
It was actually 15.
Fuck that.
Actually, to be exact, 17. But
I'm not listening.
Who's counting?
So we've got a couple of more. So Alex does feel like solid right now. I mean, once again, day 0, we can't really exactly go like, oh, he is the top of the top. But he has some good things going for him. But this is just like figuring out as to like how the character's kit really is, kind of interacting. So it's gonna be probably a week, until the next episode before we kind of get a real good feel on. That's gonna be obviously your TNSs, your online matches, and streamers and whatever offline locals and such that are come around. First week fun, refund on the new character is usually the advantage. So I'm not going to really be too surprised there. But it did also come with a slew of other patches and notes to hit a bunch of other characters in the game. Most notably, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely winners and quote unquote losers here, but just like Alex being new, the patch notes are going to take a little bit to really understand because some of these might look crazy at first. Some do, some really good things like, Terry getting a bunch more damage. Jamie, from what I'm hearing from Static here and watching, Chris G and all that, saying that Jamie's actually kind of insane with some of those buffs. Let me see who else. Dawson being able to link multiple supers. I saw that from Zaffarino like day one. That was kind of wild.
Does that feel long overdue? I feel like that felt long overdue. He feels just like, when was the last time you seen a prominent sim? Feels like he's just lackluster as a character.
There was this thing,
Mr. Crimson.
But that's like one player.
There were like two people that were in Capcom Cup this past weekend that were using Dawson.
Allegedly, Capcom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they switched to mine.
We wouldn't know.
Listen, guys, there was a preliminary round which were free.
About.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about group stages. We can't talk about anything past that.
Okay. Allegedly. I would like to preface this.
Don't cancel us, please, Capcom.
Good luck finding us.
I'm sorry. Do group stages. Is that better?
Yes.
Hey, man, people are ratting on people after what I saw. That's all I'm saying.
But the cool thing, the biggest thing about the patch, guys, so just bringing it back to that, is it was interesting to see the universal changes they were doing for overhead / kind of really into drive rush. I thought that was a really cool component. So basically, the game since launch, like drive rush is king, right? Like it really is what dictates how a character can play when using those resources in a drive meter and allowing really crazy offense to happen, right? Because previously, when you would, I think it does for everything. It's just overheads now. It's the big thing that got changed. Is drive rush? It gives you a +4 on whatever your next button is coming out of it, right? So it's like if it's a jab, and say the jab was +1. Well, if you drive rush, which is I'm just saying raw drive rush into that button that you just pressed that jab is no longer a +1. It's actually a +5. So it does allow for some interesting interactions. It allows for the capability of throw looping being enabled a bit more, obviously at the expense of your drive gauge. So it's not like an infinite thing, but with some characters it allows them to have openings in certain areas, i.e. things like overhead attacks that normally you wouldn't be able to combo from, but because of that +4 that's enough for me to then continue a combo. So there was a way to kind of keep that offense going, right, and really stay on your opponent. That's just been the way of Street Fighter 6 since its inception, since even before release. That has just been the way it is. They've actually gone ahead and adjusted that. So overhead moves from a drive rush have been made some adjustments after block and unified the disadvantage on the block as well by -3 frames. Basically, you're no longer a +4 on these overheads. You're effectively a +1. So not all characters have this, but it's just like, the characters they've actually listed here that actually did get adjusted for that are characters like for the -3 on the block, right, for the drive rush, Ryu, Chun-Li, Aki, Akuma, Terry Elena, and Sagat. I know we just said he had a really good button, but unfortunately now his overhead kind of game to open you up is a little less relaxed. It's still +1, don't get me wrong, and this is on block, mind you.
I thought you said
you can't get it.
I thought
this is on block.
Okay, sorry.
It's off of drive rush.
Like -3.
Instead of getting a full +4, right? Like universally, like what drive rush does.
Yeah.
On those overhead attacks, you only are +1.
Okay. Nope, you're good.
That's what they changed there. And then the other thing they did is that they had the distance changed on the blocks done of some overhead attacks as well for certain characters. So this means Luke, Jamie, Kimberly, Marissa, Lily, JP, Jury, Honda, Blanca, Guile, Rashid, Bison, Terry, Mai, Sagat, and Viper. So basically now the overhead attack, even if you do it point blank, right? Like at the plus, they're just adjusting the spacing because sometimes it'd be so meaty that, you could create, like I said, those throw loop situations, or they felt like maybe it was just a little too advantageous for them. So those have been adjusted, meaning the offense is just a little tuned down on those characters. Doesn't mean everyone has been hit with it, but these are the characters that do have those overheads that allow them to have that, other character. It's funny because I went, oh man, I can't wait to see Cammy get, oh my god, Cammy does not have that. Maybe that's why she's just so ridiculous, because it's just one less thing that she has to really rely on to open you up. She's got dive kick and such, right? So yeah, I thought that was really cool, because I was like, finally they're kind of addressing some of the big kind of flags that people have had with the game. They're like, hey, we need to do something about the drive rush. Something needs to be done. They don't know what, but they see that is the core of like what the game is doing. And when that doesn't get affected, the game does eventually just get pretty stale after a while, right? I don't know 100% if this change is going to be like so massively game changing, because like I said, it doesn't really hit everyone. It's just meant to be like a universal for all the characters that could utilize this, but it's not every character, right? But maybe that's just gonna shift a little bit in terms of, you know, the viability of certain characters now, in terms of their offense when it comes to those overheads, right? So maybe now opening people up might not be as easy.
Yeah, I saw firsthand last night that at least with Luke, that if you do a jump in and you try to do a light, you try to do a grab, you're not in range anymore. So it does eliminate those situational setups that are like, oh, if I jump in, you gotta guess off of the jab, which is kind of scary in its own. You shouldn't.
Very scary.
Like, why am I playing the guessing game and I haven't even been knocked down? I'm from a jump in. So I mean, I think it's nicer to know that it's only going to come primarily from them doing a walk forward, so they have to commit to what they're doing. So it's a little bit scarier on offense. I do like that. I think this patch kind of feels, I wouldn't say like a nothing burger, but it feels like the slight adjustments. It feels like some character, like very few characters needed a little bit more, and then the other characters just needed to be tweaked universally. So I don't see this being a patch that ruins or changes the game. I think the next patch that will come will be with Ingrid. That'll be the next big patch that changes everything, in my opinion.
You think so?
Well,
I think so.
When's she supposed to drop again?
Spring. But I think this is the patch we're gonna see for about maybe a year, or maybe like 6 months. So?
I mean,
at least, yeah. This is a pretty hefty patch, man.
I
don't know if they're gonna.
Would you?
Like,
I mean,
push much
listen.
Else.
Here's why. I mean, Capcom Cup just ended. Oops, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I didn't get to see it. But then there's also like Rashid being able to cancel his like EX fireballs into roll.
Oh yeah, I've already seen the left-right mix on that. I was like, oh lord, we are building monsters here.
Like Akuma doing like crazy amounts of damage already in the corner. It just feels a little bit. It's not too crazy like Street Fighter. What was that called? Ultra Street Fighter 4?
The Omega version.
Crazy Omega
version.
Yeah. It's not like that.
Edition. Yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're not there yet,
Yeah.
but we're getting there.
When the game dies, you know.
Oh yeah, when they say fuck it.
Yeah, it feels like those things are natural that come with like a patch. Some things are just insanely buffed, like specific stuff that just increases damage or changes something that's like, okay, well that character kind of needed a nerf, but I still think a bigger patch will come when Ingrid comes, because this is kind of like the touch-up universal patch, I feel, with a slight little buffs and changes, right? And people are gonna be like, okay, this shit is stupid. Can we get another patch? Maybe not super soon, but can we get another patch where it's still exciting, but these other characters get that feeling too, where they can kind of do some little bit more bullshit, right? So I think that's where Ingrid will come in, where when she drops, then we'll see the patch. But it should be before Evo, because if it's after Evo, what's after Evo? You have like nothing. You have CEO. That's about it. You don't want to kind of do it in between CEO or right after, because right after CEO is what? Are they still doing Nice, France, Evo in October?
Yeah. So Evo France is still going on.
Yeah. So then, if that's happening, now you're giving the players the maximum, maybe a month and a half or 2 off of a patch. And if you wait any longer, then we're just going to cross into other tournaments. I think right before Evo, like a month before Evo is perfect, right? Throw it down in June. They get time to learn it for a month, and then we're in it, right? Because then it's anybody's game from there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I know what definitely is going to come through is like whatever Alex changes need to be pushed. If Alex is a fucking tyrant, they're going to push those changes by the time Ingrid comes around to help fix them, unless it's like obscenely insane. But yeah, so the balance patch overall, I think, is in a interesting direction. I don't want to say it's like the greatest direction, but it is still, once again, day 0. So we're just going to have to see how some of these online matches, online tournaments, and some offline locals end up feeling like. But we're going to talk more about that in the following episode when we have a little bit more time there.
I will say one thing. Cammy got a nice significant buff. We can't talk about that. I almost fucked us. I can't talk about that.
Are you serious?
I really did almost say something that I wasn't supposed to. But she got a buff on a nice move that her forward heavy kick. Now she can actually do drive rush off of it. This is something been asked for like day 1, because it was like a useless fucking move. Now it actually leads into
terrible.
things.
You had the counter hit, like, or
even if you got a punish counter,
get anything out of it. Like, it was so.
She never really had good punish counter buttons.
Yeah. So. So with that, guys, let us know what you guys think of the patch if you are checking it out. And we're going to be taking a quick break. When we get back, we'll be talking about some Capcom 12, maybe, allegedly. Hopefully Capcom don't come after us. But remember, stay tuned for more things about fighting game scene right here. So don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, we just got through talking about some patches, and we have some more to jump into. But before we do, I've got some quick questions. We talk about patches, we talk about directions of games that we love to play and how we feel about them. We asked last week, really 2 episodes ago, but we forgot to actually bring it up last week. We were covering Marvel Tokon, right? Another fighting game in the horizon that's, getting ready for a release. Actually, I believe that's August. I just realized that. I think I remember reading that up. It's August, right? Yeah, August 5th. So there's your piece of Marvel Tokon news. Please add Black Cat. She already looks amazing in Marvel Rivals. I don't give a fuck what anyone else says. Is Marvel Tokon making the right improvements? We gave you guys yes, no, and kind of. 76% of people have voted and stated yes. They like the direction. Ironically enough, 24% said kind of. No one said no. Everyone's at least leaning towards the side of like a positive overall direction, which is pretty good. So people are liking the changes they're making. I mean, shit, once you did the whiff punishing auto combos were gone, like continuing on whiff, you already had my vote. I was back in. All you gotta do is put in Black Cat. You put in Black Cat, yo, I'm in there. I said this from day one, but she just got announced for Marvel Rivals, so I'm like, yo, come on. You already put Magic in there, you might as well. And also Spider-Man trailer bits are dropping right now. Coincidence? I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, past my pop culture trivia right there. Let's get into some Capcom Cup 12.
All right, that's it, guys.
Okay. What's that?
Yeah. Let me start let me start this with just stating we in no way, shape, or form endorse the illegal streaming and dissemination of information for Capcom Cup 12. So we're just going to give our complete unbiased opinion as to what we saw.
Oh, I did see stuff, but I can't talk about it.
Okay, cool. So we didn't see any of it. We didn't get to watch any. Okay, the group stage got to see a couple of things. Yes, we did get to see some group stage.
Xiaohai and Blast. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Xiaohai and Blast, fucking pretty much one of the highest
during the groups,
during the tournament.
During the
groups.
Yes, in groups. Remember Capcom groups.
Had a rematch from their actual qualifying match.
Really? I didn't know. I didn't watch. I didn't pay for that. Yeah, like this.
It's not.
I look. I just want to stay. I mean, you want Meza?
I can talk about it.
So Meza's a paying customer here, so he's gonna take care of this.
No,
segment.
not by choice.
I'll get my bits afterwards. But I just want to say this is your spoiler warning for anyone that has not watched, doesn't want to be spoiled, or
I'm not gonna spoil anything. Can't.
Okay, cool.
I'm just mostly gonna talk about my experience getting the process done, right? So like my first initial thought was like, okay, I'm doing it on my phone, this isn't friendly, okay, it's all in Japanese. I was like, okay, let me go on my computer, and I'm just like, oh, there's an English button. I click on the English button at the top right, and I'm just like, it's still in fucking Japanese. I was like, okay, I guess I gotta Google Translate 90% of the stuff. I thought it was a little lackluster, the fact that I had to go through all this processing for figuring out, like, I did more work to understand what I was paying for, because I can tell you now, if you didn't kind of understand and put everything into Google Translate, you were probably paying for the wrong fucking thing. You might have bought tickets for on-site when you meant to buy the pay-per-view instead. So like, that was one thing. Second, I paid for all of it, so I just wanted to have access to all of it. I don't care. I was like, it's being viewed in the house anyway from other people who like playing Street Fighter, so roommates, stuff like that. People came over to watch. So my thing is, I don't care for Street Fighter League, so the fact that was on Sunday, awesome. Like our Sunday. Actually, no, it was our Saturday. It was our Saturday.
It was Saturday, technically.
Which I don't care about. So whatever if I watch that or not. But I still want access to it. First off, if you wanted to just watch top 16 of Capcom Cup, Yeah, you pay like $10. Not bad. Whatever. You guys can fork up $10. You do it for your favorite streamers anyway. You know, the big titty ones. So
those are my favorite.
Yeah. $15 is what mine came out to. Actually, it was like $8 for. It was like technically $7, $8 for Capcom Cup itself. But if you want Street Fighter League, it came out to like $10 to $11. But I paid through PayPal because I wasn't putting my credit card on a Japanese website because I don't trust where I'm putting my credit card, and I don't think anybody else did too. So they're like, "Oh, go pay PayPal." Oh, there's a fee. So it came out to like $15 for me. I'm like, oh, that's kind of bullshit. But the part that I noticed when I started like kind of like sifting through the website, I was like, oh man, I get why they kind of went through Spawn. It's because it was mostly directed towards the Japanese audience, and it has other events going on that website for the future. So I kind of got why they tied themselves with them, because it's a nice little like, okay, you boost our event, we boost your events. Cool. The problem I had was when I had to go watch the live stream, 9:45 rolled around, like 9:40 rolled around. I clicked on the Spawn, I clicked on my ticket, brought me right back to the main page. Okay, why is the stream not there? It said, go to the stream page. That's supposed to be the stream page? No. So I have to scroll down a little bit, and then in the squares that they have on the website, it says live. The fuck was I supposed to see the small ass red button, light red button that says live on all the context of Japanese website? So the instructions weren't really there. Finally figured it out. I will say the cast though, everything smooth as fuck. No hiccups, no nothing. Okay. The one hiccup they had was towards the end of the tournament. The last few matches, like the last 2 matches, they kind of had a little camera issue where it cut in and out.
Yeah, I was. So, I was gonna say throughout the entire weekend or the week, there were some weird production stuff. Like one of the first matches was like lights are off, and it's like I feel like we had the same problem last year.
The sound was also shot on the second commentator's mic for some reason. I thought they weren't talking into it. No, it was everyone that was on the second mic, because I could hear Yipes clearly, but I couldn't hear like Vicious or Sherry clearly, right? So, and because they were on the second mic. So that's something I think should have been fixed during production. They should have noticed that, but nobody did, I guess. So I'm not really upset with the payment for what the show was, but holy shit, if you got 9 hours to kill on a Friday night and you don't have anything to do, this was the one thing you could have watched. Like it went from 10:45 all the way to 7 in the morning.
I'm curious about how many people got to watch in the Battle Hub, and
they were
how
crowded.
Well that went, and how well it went overall.
I can actually tell you,
like I said, because that is still for me. I will still give Capcom credit. Like that is great to integrate that. I think it's a great idea, but then they're doing it at a very like MVP, minimal viable product kind of level. It's like, hey, no commentary, no this, just send it, and we don't know. It could go up, it could go down. There's no control. There's no quality of service when it comes to this, which I was like, that's kind of shitty, man. Like, are you gonna take a great idea and then kind of like chop it up like that? But I'm actually very curious. So if anyone has got a chance to check out any of it on Battle Hub, let me know. I hear from you guys and the listeners if you did.
I did hear some things that people said. They said one, it was full, so they couldn't even get in if they were on console. I think the same with PC. Now, if you were on Xbox, because nobody has this game on Xbox, you could watch it perfectly fine. I did also hear that.
Wow, that's funny, actually.
I did also hear that it did crash at one point. We had somebody in our chat that actually was watching it through the Battle Hub, and he said, "What the hell? It crashed mid-set. Well, how am I gonna watch it now? What the f?" So I felt like it was a good try. This is kind of like the Evo thing during COVID, where they were like, "We're gonna do a VR Evo," which great idea, especially when it's coming through the community, because we're gonna get proper service. But this felt like something they didn't need to botch. I mean, I almost felt like they could have just did it in VR chat if they wanted to. a big enough world for VR chat and just have cool seating or whatever.
Like, imagine if they made a custom like world tour stage like for the hub that you actually get to go to just for a limited time, so they can do kind of almost like these pop-ups, virtual pop-up events.
Yeah,
like, that would have been dope. It's like no different from like, you know, the idea, the fundamental idea is no different from like your Fortnite like concerts, right? You just got to be there, right? You just got to show up, but you have the capacity to do it, right? This is very different.
Oh, they could have did like Marvel Rivals too, where Marvel Rivals they just let you watch the match live as it's happening.
I think Overwatch League. Overwatch did that with Overwatch League for a while.
Yeah, and you know what that does? That allows the content creators to make their content, and when the day they're allowed to release it, they don't have to wait and then go rewatch 9 hours plus of it to make content. I think that's just it was just very, very poorly done. And don't get me wrong, Capcom was aiming at anybody who tried to spoil with clips. They said primarily clips or footage that you're showing. Unless this came from them or it came from the competitors, nah.
Which is crazy. So that brings me back to this. Like, Capcom Cup is over, but it doesn't feel like it's over for me. Like, because like I know who won, and congrats to them. But I'm like, this is the final result. This doesn't feel good.
You only got half of
it. None of this makes me want to go out and buy a ticket next year.
I wouldn't.
Right. Like, it doesn't. This hasn't really enthused me to go, like, because like, man, people are like, okay, I mean, we're gonna see it in a week, but like by then I'm like, do I really give a shit?
No.
Like, no offense. Like, I mean, I'm gonna cover it because I want to make sure to check it out because it's like, you know, it's what we do, right? We always keep an eye on things. That's what this podcast does. We always keep our finger on the pulse of things. But like, as just like an FGC member, I'm kind of like, yo, like whatever. Like, you paywalled it, bro. Like, how did that didn't feel good in anything of it. Yes, you could say $10, whatever, but I'm like, still, the act of it is what doesn't feel good.
It felt, I hate using it like that. It felt malicious. It felt like it wasn't for us. It felt like it didn't help the community or touch the base of the. One thing it did do is get people talking about it, which I think is just as important. But this feels like, I said it before, if this is the route to eventually get them onto something like Netflix or, you know, Apple TV, whatever. I know that sounds crazy, but if you're already paying for the subscription, fine. If you have to pay a one-time fee for like $3 to watch it, I don't think people are going to care about $3 versus like, you know what, 10 to 15, you know, something like that.
I would have taken your, you know, out of your, what's it called? How many there are? 6 million units sold, right? And I would have just done it a different way. Like, I love the idea of the hub. Yep. Why you could have combined something like you made it that, like, yes, we will stream it. You do have to pay. You will pay $5. But with these $5, you will also get a exclusive World Tour avatar shirt or maybe an emote or something, and then you get to go watch it. Like, give something back. So it's like now you're like having something unique in your account, which I'm like, you won't see it again.
Yeah, that Rashid costume.
Dude, I still don't even know how to. I don't even still know how to get it.
But the Rashid costume was like, you know, if they would have done it like, hey, pick your character and get that color, awesome, great. You only get to do it once, right? One voucher for one character, cool, awesome. But like something like that would have been, I think, better because you would have been able to combine, like, you know, the idea of what you're clearly putting so much work into, which is the World Tour as well. And then you could have combined it with like the event side of it, and like, you know, it would have just made way more sense. So I'm like just a little bit flabbergasted as to like how they went to this decision for it. And the thing is, it just took all the wind out of my sail when it comes to even like the announcements or what's coming up next. Yeah, I was about to just cover that next, but you can go, Meza.
I will say 100% the weird thing was you got to see. So I'm a big fan of watching other esports as well, and you could see from Counter-Strike to Apex to Valorant, generally there's a huge crowd. This is something we noticed probably even on the group stage days. There wasn't a huge crowd. I will say the crowd got bigger, a lot bigger and more full on the finals day, which I feel like more people bought tickets on that day.
Classic.
Which typical,
that's standard.
But for me, it really came down to like, no, I wouldn't pay for this again, but I would like something that gives back to the community. So like if they did something like this, they're like, hey guys, we're gonna do pay-per-view, but keep in mind this pay-per-view goes towards, you know, the winner getting a costume put in the game, because we understand that they're using a whole completely different engine that requires their whole RE team to work on it. So, you know, it's their version of Unreal. So
yeah, kind of.
They're spreading. I don't know. That's what they said.
Unreal, but like, is it?
Well, they're using like a variation of the Unreal, where like, remember when they started using RE4 engine, which was like designed specifically from Capcom? I think they've still been developing it, but from what people have been saying, they particularly cannot pull people from other parts of the company to build on this stuff. So I get why we only got a few costumes, but this would have been cool to be like, okay, that extra money goes to building that costume for the winner. Because guess what? Now we're back to what Capcom Cup used to do. Build costumes for the people who won. Ask them what they want. It felt kind of like a scam. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like a scam. And I mean, I know somebody had to get it, right?
Soul.
Why not?
You sold your Sonic Soul.
Look.
What'd you say?
I said he sold his Sonic Soul, which is a play on words with the other streamer.
I got asked. Yes. I did get asked by a lot of people, why did you buy it? Why did you buy it? I'm like, because 1, we run a show. 2, I'm not gonna not buy something if my other 2 co-hosts aren't gonna get it, so that we don't know what's going on. We don't know how to talk about it. And I just want people to understand that. Yeah, like, it's better that I know or someone knows instead of going into it blindly. And I think it was very good experience. I got the most Street Fighter I ever want to see in my life in one sitting. So it was nice. The show was nice, but I just don't think it was worth it.
Yeah, I think it could have been executed better. Because like I said, even the hype of like announcements, right? Like we had a promo for Ingrid, like a different piece of artwork, nothing like gameplay wise or anything. They made an announcement for next year's Capcom Pro Tour and Street Fighter League, right? Where there's a total prize pool of over 2 million next year, which is like, oh my god, that's crazy. Capcom Cup 13 winner gets 1 mil, while as Street Fighter League gets 700,000. I don't know where the 2.1 mil is coming from though, because
in prizes,
sponsorships.
I'm so confused on that. But,
I mean, it has to ramp up.
But then what are people saying underneath? They're like, hey, just make sure not to make a pay-per-view. Don't make a pay-per-view. Did you learn your lesson? Don't make a pay-per-view. Like, that is literally what's been going down the thread. And this is on the official Capcom's like Twitter page, right? It's like you just missed that completely. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, where's the hype? Where's the refresher to see? Like, yes, you'll hear some things. And like I said, that shit got spoiled for me day 1. That's how I knew it was over. I was like, oh, we got a winner? Because fucking it was Capcom themselves that tweeted it out. And I'm like, oh, great. Thanks. Like, thanks for pulling that one off of me. Appreciate that.
Let me ask you guys.
It was a bit of a pain.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question, because you guys went to Evo for Japan. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it was the venue cost? Because I will say the venue for this was a lot bigger. It was like a stadium almost.
It's weird because even by the time when we were in doing Evo Japan, like there was a lot of speculation over why the pricing was like so little and such, because Japan has like gambling laws. Right? There's like gaming falls under the gambling laws. It's like you can't charge versus like things have changed. And it's Tokyo. Tokyo is fucking expensive. They said that after year 1 when they were in a different spot, and they're like, listen, Tokyo is just mad expensive, and we were in the center of it. This I'm sure was not cheap either. But like, and it's don't get me wrong, it's a business. We all understand it's a business. You have to make a profit. I'm just saying the way you went about this, fucking really bad. Go back to the drawing board. We've even thrown you some really good ideas here. I would take those and make it work. So yeah, that was Capcom Cup in a nutshell. I mean, it just came and went, and people are remembering it, but not really for the best of reasons, to be perfectly honest. Like, they're just going to remember it for like the year that they did this shit. And ultimately that's what's going to be remembered for. So it is what it is, but hopefully, the next one, they have learned their lesson on that, number 13, and make it a very lucky number instead of being a unlucky one. All right. So with that, let's jump into another series' finals that is actually coming up this weekend. I believe. I keep like checking different dates, but I'm pretty sure it's literally this weekend. The Arc World Tour Finals is happening this weekend, literally in 2 days. So it'll be starting this Friday, going on to the 22nd, where you'll have the finals for the trio of Arc System Work games of Granblue, Fantasy Versus, Under Night.
That's more. That's the 3.
You just said 3. No.
Granblue, Fantasy, Guilty Gear.
Yes, but no, I was like, what's the Uni 2? Just called Uni 2, right?
You said Under Night.
What the hell is the abbreviation? Yeah, Uni 2. I literally saw the rest of the title again. And I went like, hold up, no, I always abbreviate this shit. Like it just froze in my head. Yeah. Uni 2, and yes, Guilty Gear Strive. Yes, there is a last chance qualifier that is also still going on that Saturday. So the way it's going is that Friday they'll be doing the group stages for different games. They will be doing LCQ for Uni, but they'll be doing group stages for Grand Blue. And they'll be doing group stages for Strive. Day 2 is when they'll be actually doing. Day 2 is when they'll be doing Uni last chance qualifiers because Grand Blue and Guilty Gear are doing the group stages on day 1. And then day 2 is the last chance qualifier across the board for all of them. There's gonna be the LCQ pools as well as the Grand Blue LCQ and the Guilty Gear, and then we'll be getting top 8 all day on day 3. It'll be Uni 2 first. Grand Blue second, and then obviously topping it off with Guilty Gear top 8 afterwards, and a special live in Korea, Arc World Tour special live in Korea.
That's for probably the announcement for patch
I'm assuming
2.
It's the announcement for 2.0 and such, right? For Strive 2.0. So yeah, that is what's going on. They have already posted up in the Arc System Works AWT site all the information as to where all the streams are going to be at. So if you haven't already, make sure to stop by there so that way you know where to look at and when, and set yourself a nice little notification. Because remember, time zones are a thing. So it's something you're going to want to get ahead of so that way you don't get messed up on.
You want to hear something funny? You guys don't have to pay for that.
Yeah. Shit, I was like,
and you get a trailer.
And you get a trailer.
And an update. Probably for every game. Probably for every game.
Yeah. I mean, there's still content for Uni 2 to be released. Grand Blue definitely still has some characters. And
Tokon.
Of course, we have Strive 2.0. And that'd be so funny. I don't know. You know what? I'm on the fence on whether or not they would show any Tokon.
I don't think they should.
It might be PlayStation. You're right.
Yeah, because it's so big. It's so big. I don't think Marvel will let them just do it. Yeah, like exactly. I don't think they'll be let off to do that. So I don't have my hopes up on Dokkan, but that's okay. Keep it in house. Do it for what we're looking for. I mean, really, for that, like, that's the other thing. I actually asked you guys last episode, actually, once again, 2 episodes ago, as to what is it? What are you hoping to see? Like, what would you want in Strive 2.0, whether it's characters, mechanics, anything like that? Gingerfeld hits us with just the only answer I think we'll all ever need. Like, that it was so good that no one else had to actually give an answer. Gingerfeld says, for Happy Chaos to not be as annoying.
I invite Happy Chaos. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Miller won Frosty Frosting, so you can't say that.
That is very true.
And Happy Chaos wasn't there either in top 2.
Yeah, but he's still. But yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that 2.0, especially after what we talked about with the like character select screen and how many spaces are there. Like, holy shit, what are we getting ourselves into? I cannot wait. I just want mayhem. I don't care. I don't care if the 2.0 ends up being the Omega version of Strive. You know what the Omega version of Strive is? It's just plus R. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Or it's okay 3v3.
Everybody gets EX moves on their dust.
We already have that. Yeah,
on their dust. Yeah, I love that.
Bring it back. Bring back the EXs for Guilty Gear. Like that would actually be disgusting.
If their EXs are the old move list, I'd be in there.
I will come back if Kai gets his fucking little air thing, but it's an EX version that stays out. Yes. I don't know.
Whew. I don't know if it could be the old moves, because there's just a level of brokenness there. But just, you know what? Add that. Give me that.
Let people discover instead of what it's.
Give me hella more moves, which I'm sure there is more moves, right? Because they've just been testing the water with adding them and just slowly dripping them. I know there's moves for everybody. And then give me more characters and give me more music. I'm okay with all of that. Just give me
more
all
music.
Of that. I'll come back home. I'll just come here. I'm sorry.
Did they ever drop all the old tracks?
Not all of them.
Kind of wish they did.
But they did add a decent amount into the jukebox by this point. But yeah, we'll just have to see. But Strive 2.0, like I said, AWT finals upcoming this week. Make sure to check it out because we're going to be covering on the next episode right afterwards. Guys, we'll be taking a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to show you just a little quick bit to help you get yourself to maybe your local scene out there if you're looking to jumping into some fighting games. So you want to stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right. We've talked a lot about patches this episode. which begs the question for me, because I see this all the time, but I've never been, I don't know about you guys, but I've never really seen it from you guys either. So it's like, I don't know if we just missed the boat on it, but is a patch important enough for you to make you start or stop playing a game? You don't have to answer now. This is the poll for this week.
Oh, that's what I felt like last week, wasn't it?
Was it?
About Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat X. Okay. So go ahead. You were saying, Mezzo?
I was going to say, it honestly, not really, because there's always going to be patches that come, but it depends on the game. Because, like, I know for Guilty Gear, it made me just, like, completely stop when the patch, when, like, one of the patches came out, and then it came back after a new patch, which buffed Milia. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll play again. But, I mean, it depends how competitive I am in the game. I mean, outside of that, yeah.
I guess we'll just give our answers actually for this week, and you guys is gonna be for you guys to give us the heads up for next week. But I mean, like, I've never, not really, even when things are bad for my characters, and I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. Like, that's crazy. They fucking butchered my boy or whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like, maybe I'll try a different character and another character, or I'll keep playing mine and keep trying to see like, oh, maybe this could still work. I've yet to ever be, I don't know. I've just never been one of those players where it's like, if a patch is like really destroying a character of mine, or, just changing things up, it's like, no, I just roll with the punches and just keep going. Like, I don't know. I'm pressing buttons. I'm not gonna lose my mind, because guess what? Like, it's not just me that has to deal with it. It's everybody else, right? Like, it is what it is. It's still gonna be somebody pressing those buttons. So fuck it. Can it affect overall? Absolutely. But me personally, in my history of fighting games, not really. And I don't know if something's wrong with me, where I'm like, where clearly they are fucking something up, and I'm like, it is what it is. Trying to glass half full this shit. But nah, man, if I'm there to play, I'm there to play. Whatever tools you get in front of me to whoop someone's ass, like I'm there. Even if you dull the knife, I will figure it out. That sounded very violent. Don't take that out of context, cops.
Real quick, it actually, before Gabe goes, I actually think about it. I don't think I've ever, outside of Guilty Gear, because maybe I just didn't like the game enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me preface. Strive. Just so you guys know, I'm talking about Strive. I think every game I've played, whether it be competitive, more competitive than casual, but everything I've played competitive, seriously, I've never quit off of a patch. I think the patches just brought a difference in what you need to do, right? I mean, that's what it means to be a pro player, is like, you're not supposed to just be like, I don't want to play anymore because my character doesn't work. It's like, I get it. Some people feel that way, but I always tell people, the more time you spend off not playing the game, other people are still playing and are going to get ahead. So do you want to be that person? Yeah. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. What about you, Gabe? Static? Has there been any patch that has just like completely thrown you off from playing a game or making you want to come back?
That last one, the 2x scale, was really close. Really close. Yep.
And then you found Ari.
No, I already had an Ari before that. Yeah, but the problem was just the. It's like, I was explaining it to someone. The changes that were made, either like it's a very weird. It feels so scrubby to say this, but the changes that were made were things that people that were like top tier sort of used, that sort of affected my play. It's really weird to say, and I'm not going to say that, oh, I didn't use it that way, because even if I did, maybe I'd be more godlike. But then it's like, yo, that wasn't like the I don't know how to explain it. Like, how do I say? It's sort of like the stuff that they were using was really, it got nerfed. Therefore, it affected like lower players or worse players, Yeah. But at the same time, like, I remember last week I mentioned about combos and people that were playing casuals that were messing up. But then a friend of mine, George, was like, there's pulse combos. I was like, oh, you're right. That's a good point. But at the same time, what if somebody wanted to get away from pulse combo? Let me stop. I don't know. But he did kind of correct me on that. So I want a moratorium or a correction on last week's statement I made. You were saying?
I just think the only time, I don't think it's a patch that makes us leave. I think it's more like the competitive players who leave because of a patch and go to a different game that's just significantly better. I think that's what is effectively the thing that takes away from us being into a certain game. Like, Marvel for some time is a great example of a game that I was like, man, I think I'm done. I think I'm just done with Ultimate. There's nobody playing it. We can't play online. We have to play at locals if they have it.
Parsec.
No, this is before Parsec.
I know.
So we're talking about like before MVCI was announced, right? So there was like this year or two gap where we were just sitting waiting. I think that to me is the real patch. That's the real patch, when the audience leaves, the competitors leave, for at least a competitor, right? Or even casual. Like there's some games I love, I will never touch ever again, not because of a patch, just because people left. And I feel like that's the real patch, if you want to say.
Sounds like Tokon.
Oh, that had a slew of its own problems. Like it wasn't even there's still a ton of people still play Tokon. It's just, how do you play a game that doesn't have rollback and also never gets touched ever again outside of Marvel? Because there was a group of people who brought it back, but Tokon feels very just, I don't want to touch that game anymore because the competitive scene was shot by the actual company itself.
Okay, I have a good example. So you just mentioned rollback. Remember that game called Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
I don't even know what happened to it.
Here's my thing. It didn't necessarily take me off the game, but I almost did, because early in the game's life, they had online, and the online was choppy. The sound was bad, but the online felt really good. Really good. And just the sound was bad. There were no hiccups and skips and jumps.
Yeah.
But then they patched the sound out and it ruined the game. Everything was getting jumps. I couldn't block Bison. I remember specifically. I'm like, why did they patch this game? Oh my gosh, like Bison is teleporting across the screen. And I don't know what it was before that even with the sound off, I'm like, guys, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Just because the sound is messed up doesn't mean anything. And I felt like people were complaining about the wrong thing. They were complaining that the game was bad and the game was weird. Pandora. So that almost made me stop. But I'll tell you what made me stop was when they put in all those DLC characters, and Christy had this, like, it wasn't even a patch. It was just Christy, the character. She did her helicopter spin kick, and then you'd active switch, and she stayed out there for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. And got bopped.
Yeah, she could get hit because she stayed out there during a move that's supposed to be active switched on. Long, moves that lockdown are supposed to be active switched on so that you can either do something against it. Anyway, sorry. Did I go on a tangent? Probably.
No.
Cross Tekken is a good example, I think.
I think you just brought something up that just like kind of pissed me off thinking about it. And then it's a little sidetracky. Yo, I'm so tired of people bitching about active switch, but then as soon as they fix everything else in the game, Tokon, they're like, oh, the game's great now. Oh, we're just gonna ignore fucking active switch, which you bitched about since day one. Yeah, I hate that. Active switch is fine, dude. It's not a bad thing. Just get used to it. Stop being a little bitch about it. That's how I treat it.
I don't think I minded. I don't know.
How did we end up to this?
I don't think
I said was a patch, y'all. God, yeah.
I'm mad, bro. I'm just thinking about it. Like the community,
rapper of the FGC.
The community just. Again. I'm sorry. The community just has been really, really negative on a lot of things. And there's so many positive things to be like happy about right now. We got fucking like six to 8 fighting games that we should have never gotten, bro. We got more IP fighters than we have original fighters. Like that's really sick to think about. And patch or not, I think people should just play whatever you want. Stop bitching about whether a patch changes your character, changes the game, unless it sends the game down the drain. Who cares? Play the game. It's fun. There's a bunch of people who like playing it too.
Yeah. And if you want to find those people, that's my segue to this portion of it, is I always like to highlight, of course, awesome things that our awesome community make, not like just the Double Tap community, but also just fighting games in general. I came across a tool, find My FGC. I think I came across this on, might have been on Reddit actually. I'm always like running around. By NPC, it's spelled ENPICIE. You can support them on like Ko-Fi or a couple other places, just to give them some support for doing this. But basically what this is a self-hosted site, which I will actually even share you guys here in our session here, so that way you guys take a look, because I found this funny. But you can put in a zip code, you can put in a city, and it will take from like the many repositories, because there's like a shitload of them out there for locals in different areas.
Hey, don't dox me now.
And just find the places here. They don't see this. Shut up. You can actually go ahead and just check it out. So if you are in, say, the Philadelphia area, you can go to blank space number 3. That's out in Drexel Hill, PA. You can hit up The Rave 105.
I've never heard of that.
Shadow Royalty presents King of Shadows number 23. We know those guys, right? I don't know what else. IPP, The Gulag, another spot. And and Double Tap number 4. This was actually random. I just now noticed this too earlier. I was like, wait, why are we on here? Then come to find out, it's like just a completely
the Double Tap Esports Center.
It's at Tap Esports. Yeah, I didn't realize they were called Double Tap, which I found
that's weird.
Pretty fucking hilarious. But findmyfgc.cc is the site. Go check it out. You can help locate tournaments. You can also help in probably getting this database together more and more. And go ahead and support. It's completely free. You can just use it right now. You don't need anything. But hey, awesome community members making a great tool. I think this is an awesome thing to have. I'm always looking out for things like this because it always seems like it's overwhelming. Not only to play fighting games, but then it's like, just trying to find places to go and play at, right? Like is the other half of the battle, especially for those that have never gone to locals, right? They're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what's a good spot. I don't know. I mean, they all should be good spots, but I don't know where's like the spot to kind of like learn the most or where the most players are at. Hey, you got to find out. You can try to Google, but you tend to see maybe pages for OG tournaments that don't even exist anymore, right? So something like this that can be up and off of a living doc and actually have a database behind it. Pretty good ass tool. So shout outs to NPC for that. Once again, make sure to give them some support if you are using the site, or if you just feel like it's a great tool, go give them some support regardless. I wanted to highlight you on that, homie. Much appreciate you on putting that together for the scene.
I actually saw it on Twitter, which was really cool.
And Twitter, maybe it's Twitter is what I saw.
Yeah, I saw it just getting circulated. I just want to say, I think it's a good thing because I know people always say like, oh, there's only online. Guys, there's tons of locals. Like, there's so much.
Of locals. Support your freaking locals, man.
And like, I just think it's something that was long overdue because we had something similar on Shoryuken. Rest in peace, Shoryuken.com. But Shoryuken.com was doing something like that where they had at least like new places that you could go and compete and locals nearby. It wasn't to this extent, but it was kind of like updating information. Like, yeah, we knew about NLBC, we knew about it on the break, but there was some other places that were popping up on there. So this is really nice to see. Like, I'm interested in going to some more of this stuff. So, because I know I already have to make my trek up to New Jersey again to play an Iron Grid. So, pretty cool.
There you go. So once again, shout outs to the homie for putting that together. And with that, guys, that is going to be it for this week's episode of Double Tap. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us for another episode. What did you like most? Did you enjoy Capcom Cup? Did you even watch it? Did the Cap Cups come after you? Let us know. But also let us know whether or not, a patch has made you quit or actually start up a game. If it's that strong, that important to you to make sure things are all in balance and in harmony, or hopefully your character's just broken. Let us know. We're going to be posting up the poll this week, of course, on our Discord, as well as on all social media platforms, which is Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. You want to check out a video version of this podcast, make sure to subscribe to us over on YouTube. But we'll be live, of course, on all of your favorite podcast platforms of choice. But make sure to follow my awesome host here as well, Static Gorilla at Static Gorilla on all social media platforms, as well as on Twitch, where you're playing, I don't even know what now. You finished Requiem.
I was playing Pokemon.
You're on your 2X right now still.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday was Pokemon and 2X KO. This Friday I will not be streaming, but we're probably going to get back into Insanity Run. Ooh, Resident Evil.
Did you see the world record run?
I started watching some of it.
Hour 40,
45, hour 45, hour 43, hour 45.
And
sick.
It's impressive. The thing is with that game is like, once you're not scared, you can definitely breeze through. Like it's not a big
just like
mansion.
RE4.
Yep. Yeah, but it's not a big mansion though. RE4 is not a mansion. It's not like a building until you get to the castle.
But everything's scary.
Yeah, always
scary. Yeah, what about you, Meza? They can find you at Meza FGC on all social media platforms as well as on Twitch and all. What are you doing expeditiously?
We're eventually going to get back to Expedition 33. That's been a little rough. I know. 2XK has been kind of taking over my life. I'm actually going to be streaming a lot more of the Aegis League because I didn't do it last time, so I'll be doing it this time, going around. Other than that, not much else. I mean, just kind of focusing on 2XK. So, yeah. No streams of that, though, except for the League.
All right. What scene made you jump the most, Drake? Go.
You know what? The very beginning was a good start.
It was. I liked it a lot.
When you had that sudden, kind of like pause of seeing that dead body, and only to see the hand crawl from the shadows and grab it, and that was your introductory to the girl. The girl. I was like, oh my fucking god, what is this? And yeah, I was like, good job.
See that, Capcom? No.
I love playing Resident Evil 11 7+4 basically the entire way.
I don't know.
But you guys, oh, what you still?
I was just gonna say either Emily, first time seeing her, because I was like, why are you here? Or my favorite is you'll see it. There's a specific spot in Insanity Run where there is a zombie in a box, and Leon kind of like it's a jump scare. You don't fucking know what's gonna happen, but it happens.
Oh, in a box.
Now he's gonna
yeah. Keep that in mind.
Once again, guys, make sure to follow Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. You can check me out at #VS from normally behind the DT socials. But also make sure to join our awesome community at DoubleTapGG/Discord. Come say what's up to everyone there that's hanging out, making their runs, their first trucks to locals, winning locals, asking about locals, but also are talking shop about everything and anything in the fighting game community. That's also where we're going to be posting up our poll as well. So make sure to get involved there. Cast your vote. Let us know what you think about it's the patch one on whether or not it has made you start or quit a game. We'd love to hear from you guys. And also we'll be posting up things like this awesome tool in the Discord as well. So you guys can go check it out there. Make sure to give some support, some love there to some fellow community members. That is going to be it for us this week, guys. We appreciate it. We'll be live next week with another episode. Of course, we'll be covering things like AWT finals and everything else that comes through after a week of Alex. We'll see if the brawler actually is good or is he bust. We'll find out. But that's it for everything this week. We appreciate y'all hanging out. See y'all then.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.